You see, when we, as a living being, when we have awareness, we are different from ordinary being. The ordinary being, they are most of the time heedless and maybe conscious of life, but they are hardly aware. So they are dependent on the brain activity and the senses to become conscious. And when they become conscious, because they are not aware inside, they don't know what is going on. They are constantly being like driven by the karmic force, karmic conditioning, and also by the nature's law that governs life and existence, by causes and conditions. So they don't have control over their life. They don't understand what is going on because they are hardly aware. Then they have a lot of habitual tendency. That's why they are very reactive, very reactive. And all this are the karmic conditioning behind. That's why the Buddha say we are all born our karma, and to our karma. Condition is supported by our karma. And we are what we are because of karma. And because of that, we can see living beings. They are 99.99%, almost 100%, drawn by karma. Because they are born of their karma, heir to their karma, condition is supported by their karma, and they are what they are because of karma. And you cannot come out of it unless you develop the awareness to be aware and break away from the vicious cycle of heedless living, deluded life. So this vicious cycle is just like our human rhyme, in a very similar way. Where you cannot get rid of the vicious cycle means we are constantly entangled in the wheel of birth and death. The Mahayana call it the Liu Dao Lun Hui, the sixth destiny. Means you cannot get out of the sixth destiny, or in Theravada, you cannot get out of the 31 plane of existence. But as far as the 31 plane of existence, the Theravada tradition, they include the Brahma rhyme and the formless rhyme. For Brahma rhyme, there are 16, and the formless rhyme 4, so total 20. Whereas the Deva rhyme, there's only 6. Then after that is a human rhyme, 7, 27. Then the 4 willful state, the demon rhyme, the animal rhyme. Then the hungry ghost, beta rhyme, and we have the hell rhyme. So these are the 31 plane of existence. So the Mahayana shorten it to the 6th destiny because they have the 4 willful rhyme, same, the down there one, the demon rhyme, the animal rhyme, the hungry ghost, and the hell rhyme. Then we have the human rhyme, the 5th rhyme. Then the 6th rhyme is, they actually include the Tian Fa Jie, the heavenly rhyme they call it. So most of the time people take birth in the Deva rhyme, the 6th Deva rhyme in the Kamaloka. And seldom people take birth in the Brahma rhyme and the formless rhyme, unless you do the concentration type of jhana type of meditation. Of course, it's very popular at one time in India and all those things. And people who wants that type of life, they would meditate that way and take birth in the Brahma rhyme. And the Brahma rhyme, there are 16 of them. Well, there are the 4 type of form Brahma, the form rhyme, Si Chan, the form rhyme, the form jhana. Then after that, you got the 4 formless jhana, arupa, loka. Then you take birth there, then you live below. So the 6th path, 6th destiny is meant to simplify things. So what I'm trying to share with you is this Liu Dao Lun Hui, the 6th destiny, living being cannot get out of that, what they call cycle of birth and death. You are trapped within that. Unless you can cultivate and develop the awakening, the enlightenment, to be an arahant and break free from the wheel of birth and death. So this 6 destiny of rebirth, the birth and death, samsara, you can liberate from it if you can cultivate the sainthood way leading to arahantship and awakening. So in life, it is the same. Most living beings are caught in the poverty cycle. When you are caught in the poverty cycle, it's very difficult to come out of the poverty cycle, because people who come out of the poverty cycle and don't fall in again and able to establish themselves, they are actually just a small percentage of them. So when you are in the poverty cycle, it's very difficult to come out, because poverty is the cycle that will draw all those people that has the evil tendency, the lack of understanding, the lack of good karmic friction, to be trapped within the poverty cycle. So when you are trapped within the poverty cycle, it's like you are trapped within the cycle of birth and death, where you experience a lot of rebirth, and you go through life without understanding. You suffer every time you commit karmic negativity, then you pay back your karmic debt. So this is what they call the 6 destiny, samsara, birth and death, unending. So you want to break free. It's like our human rhyme. You want to break free from the poverty cycle, then have some financial freedom. Then you can improve on your life. You can have better life and all those things. So it's just an analogy. So this analogy is useful. That's why I said, when you all come that Sunday, we had that discussion, is to develop the spiritual understanding of what life is beyond the 6 destiny. Means after you have the ability to break free, let's say realize arahantship, then we can still continue our cultivation. We can still continue with the bodhisattva way. We can still make the bodhisattva vow, then develop the understanding and the wisdom to actually establish ourselves firmly on the way. So that day sharing is to do that, to understand clearly the form and mind. Who are we? What are we? And from there, how we come as a form and mind and develop the ability to cultivate, to connect to our true mind, the nature within. Then when we can establish that, means we are aware. We are not only conscious, we are conscious of life, and yet we are fully aware within. Like you asked that question, the 5 stages of Bodhi mind development. The 3rd stage, when your nature can illuminate, the Bodhi mind that illuminate the nature very clearly. So when it can illuminate the nature, means you already have a very firm, clear understanding of what that nature is. Then you will not fall back again. Means you have established yourself with that clarity and the understanding. Then the next stage of Bodhi mind development is the Bodhi mind that has the ability to renounce samsara become automatic. You will understand that. Then that time samsara to you as a bodhisattva cultivating. No more meaning, because when people tell you, wow, the bodhisattva way is going to be very, very long, very difficult, no, hardly anybody can really fulfill it. You are no longer with that type of delusion, where you understand samsara is nothing. Because you have understood the form and mind. You know how to come, you know how to return, you know how to live, you know how to develop the meditative connection, the vow, everything, the right view, the right understanding. So all this will enable you to have that wisdom, that understanding to actually come. And when you know how to come in this way with such understanding, you not only break free from samsara, you can also be a blessing to all. At the same time, you come for the living being. You vow to take them all across. Then you cultivate, you perfect yourself. And you develop your nature until it becomes perfect, complete. Then when you have that type of understanding, you will know how to live that amazing life or wonderful life. Like the Sutta says, when you realize true emptiness, life becomes wonderful, meaningful, a lot of joy. So this is the more detailed aspect of cultivation, more meaningful